Hi everyone and welcome to week 9. For week 9 we're going to be reading chapters 17 and 18 and you have discussion board number 5 this week. In chapter 17 we're going to look at fluctuations in the exchange rate in the short run. You notice that firms will be facing a lot of challenges to deal with these fluctuations with the exchange rates. Some of the things we're going to look at are the determinants of aggregate demand. And aggregate demand is derived from 4 different determinants: consumers, businesses, governments, and net exports. When you look at consumers, you notice disposable income is very important. When we look at more disposable income in an economy, that means consumption will be higher, and higher consumption will lead to greater output. One of the other determinants when we look at aggregate demand is changes and fluctuations in the currency. When the currency fluctuates, this will bring about changes in both businesses and consumer expectation. Now, exchange rate fluctuations, there's 2 different types of exchange rate fluctuations. You have an appreciating currency and a depreciating currency. An appreciating currency is where one currency increases in value compared to another currency, whereas a depreciating currency is a decrease in value relative to another currency. So those are some of the points that you're going to be focusing on in chapter 17. In chapter 18, you're going to be looking at a fixed exchange rate system. A fixed exchange rate system is focused on an exchange rate system that does not fluctuate. A good example of a fixed exchange rate system is China. And China has a currency that does not fluctuate. So when the currency does not fluctuate, it's going to cause a lot of challenges. When a currency fluctuates, in terms of the fixed exchange rate, you'll notice that the government or the central bank has the opportunity to change the currency based on what they think it is best. A currency that will increase in value when the central bank increases in value is called a reevaluation. When a currency decreases in value when the central bank gets involved, that is called a devaluation. You'll notice that the central bank will intervene, and it will be caused by changes in the money supply. And changes in the money supply will cause the bank's balance sheets to change. But the central bank has to be aware of these changes and fluctuations. Now, for this week, you have discussion board number 5. Discussion board number 5 is going to be looking at what are the benefits associated with a fixed exchange rate regime. If you're an exporter, what type of exchange rate regime would you like to have? A flexible or fixed exchange rate? So you want to explain the benefits of having a fixed exchange rate and some of the cost of having a fixed exchange rate. Now, if you're an exporter, what are some of the benefits of this fixed exchange rate compared to a flexible exchange rate? And the key to this is, if I'm an exporter, I want to focus on trying to export more. So what exchange rate system would allow me to export more? And that's where you want to focus your thoughts on. Now, for your discussion board, the first post is due by Thursday at 11:59 p.m. That's worth 20 points. Your initial post must have APA formatted in-text citation and reference. You also are going to be graded on your content and development in your work, and you need to have 2 peer responses, which will be at least 1 paragraph in length. If you have any questions, please let me know, but I look forward to your effort this week.